Hello, everyone, and welcome to Big League Dreaming, the podcast, a show about baseball, dreams, and family. I'm John Gonzalez, the dad, and today we're going to talk about one of our favorite topics, the off-season. Okay, well, maybe not our favorite topic at all, but there's a lot happening in the Major League Baseball off-season because winter meetings are right around the corner. And let's introduce our guest for today. All three of the sons are on the show. Let me repeat that one more time. All three of the guests and co-hosts of Big League Dreaming, the podcast, are on the show. We'll start out with son number 3. He's based in South Bend, Indiana. He's still in the game of baseball as a coach, the associate head coach at IUSB in South Bend. It's Zane Gonzalez, our Red Sox fan. Zane, how you doing?
Doing well. A lot of snow here, but hopefully it starts melting soon and we can get outside and play some ball.
I love that. Zane's already talking about getting outside and playing some ball. Yeah, it's tough on us northern state players, especially for the college season, because you start so early. We'll talk about that a little later in the show or on another podcast. Joining us from Grand Rapids, Michigan, son number 2. He's our Mets fan. It's Ty Gonzalez. Ty, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great. Yeah, I'm excited to have all 4 of us on the show today. It's very rare, so I'm excited.
Very, very rare indeed. And then son number 1 is based in Charlotte, North Carolina. He's also still involved with baseball, working in the press box for the AAA Charlotte Knights, affiliate of the White Sox. It's our Mariners fan, very happy Mariners fan, Zach Gonzalez. Zach, how you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing well. Glad I got to see all you guys during Thanksgiving. That was a lot of fun, and glad I got out of Michigan right before that big snowstorm hit. So we had good roads going up and coming back home to North Carolina.
Well, Zach, you and I were talking when you were in Michigan and we were getting ready to celebrate the Thanksgiving holiday. We were saying, hey, we should get together while we have everyone under one roof and record a podcast. And we were talking a little bit about how to do that. And once we walked into Ty's house for Thanksgiving, all bets are off. It's just chaotic family. Girls are having a good time. Grandma's there. You know what I mean? It just got to be too chaotic. We didn't even talk about it or even entertain the idea of trying to record a podcast.
No, it went by fast.
Ty, can you imagine us trying to record something?
Yeah, no way. There's no, I don't even know where we'd go. We'd have to hide in the garage for 10 minutes or something. No way.
It's too cold for that, right?
Yeah, it would have been way too cold in that garage.
Well, we had a great Thanksgiving. It was great to see all you guys. Good to see your kids and my grandkids, your kids, and it's just fun. It's fun to do it all over again. Obviously, it felt like yesterday that you guys were that same age and we were all around the turkey and taking photos and celebrating the holiday. But, folks, that's what this baseball podcast is all about. A dad and his 3 sons talking about the game they love. It's like getting together these days, especially during the holidays, is more sentimental because we start thinking about nostalgia and what it was like when everyone was younger. And my Thanksgiving experience was a lot different when I was a kid, right? But we get to talk about baseball here on the show. One thing that's different, I think, in 2025 compared to I don't know, let's see, date you guys here, 2005, would be that we're talking about the winter league meetings, right? The Major League Baseball has these winter meetings with GMs, and I don't know if we talked about them that much. I mean, we knew about them, right? But we weren't sitting around going like, hey, what's going to happen here or there? We might talk about, some off-season trades or maybe some signings. Zach, what do you think? You think the winter meetings are a little bigger deal today than they were 20 years ago?
Absolutely. They're a much bigger deal now. I feel like ever since MLB Network became a thing and, they have the whatever, the stage there the whole time and they're interviewing GMs and coaches and people up there live. It's definitely blown up ever since MLB Network came out. I don't even remember what year that was. Do you guys remember when they started MLB Network?
I want to say like 2009, maybe.
Yeah, I was going to say 2008. It was late 2000s.
That's when the winter meetings really started blowing up because MLB started getting year-round coverage. So yeah, back when we were kids, we would hear about trades and stuff, but it wasn't, following minute by minute, hour by hour, who are the new signees and things like that.
They do a couple things also that are interesting. The Rule 5 draft I believe, takes place. And it seems like there's also something else similar, right, Zach?
Yep. So it'll start next week, Sunday through Wednesday as the winter meetings. Sunday they'll do the Hall of Fame Contemporary Baseball Era Committee Hall of Fame votes. Those will be announced Sunday evening. And then Tuesday they'll do the MLB draft lottery to lock in the top 6 picks. And then the final day, Wednesday, is the Rule 5 draft.
Yeah, I was thinking about the lottery. And does every team have like so many entries into the lottery for the draft?
So the postseason teams are not eligible for the lottery, and then it's based off of your record. So the White Sox have the highest probability of getting the first overall pick, and they're just locking in the top 6 picks for the draft in 2026, and they started doing that MLB draft lottery in 2023.
Yeah. Yeah, that seems so. Like I said, yeah, in the last 20 years, I mean, this has gotten to be a bigger with more exposure, like you said, through the MLB network. Zane, what do you like about the winter meetings? Just that we're talking baseball when it's snowing outside?
Yeah, I mean, I think the best part about the winter meetings and how much coverage we have today is it's just all the rumors you hear, right? Like during this time of year, you know, early 2000s, mid 2000s, you didn't hear much because ESPN was talking about, basketball's in full swing, NFL's making playoff pushes. You might get if there was a big signing, big trade, like then you would hear about the MLB, but you want to really get all the rumors that we hear now. I think that's probably the most fun part of the winter meetings is, okay, this GM's open to talking about trading, like the Mets, right? Okay, are they open to trading Senga or not? We might hear about that a little bit more. Jaron Duran for the Red Sox, are they trying to move him, and who's the potential guy that they would get back for that? I think it's just all the rumors and how much gets swirled out, but a lot of it's just smoke and there's not much there. It's just a lot of talk, but it's just fun to be able to follow all of it, and you get to hear all the you get to start thinking about, okay, my team might actually make a push for a really high profile player to take my team to the next level.
Ty, how about you? I mean, are you excited for these possible trades? Because there's so many rumors out there. And I think it's a lot of these baseball experts that are just throwing it out there. Here are possible trades. And I don't know how much insider knowledge they have, but some of them seem pretty far fetched, Ty.
Yeah, I'm excited for it because I feel like, especially over the last few years, um, like you guys mentioned earlier, there's a lot more coverage now, but I feel like the Mets are always one of the big teams that are being talked about all the time. So it's really exciting for me because I get to, see all the moves they're going to make as they're happening. I think it was just last night, right? They signed a reliever, and Zach, you're texting, and my watch is buzzing on my wrist of ESPN popping up the deals and stuff. So it's really exciting for me because I know the Mets are going to do a whole bunch of stuff because they always do.
Yeah, Zach, did you, I saw some of that thread. You guys were talking about the price for relievers, which, boy, I mean, some of these guys are getting paid some pretty good money for being middle relievers, 14, 15, 16 million a year, and they just have a specialty.
Yeah, I don't think I would consider Ryan Helsley and Devin Williams a middle reliever, Dad. Those are like top of the
Okay,
tier
fair enough.
closers.
Yeah, Helsley's good. Helsley's legit.
Yeah, the middle relievers aren't going to get anything close to that. And I know the Mariners were not going to be shopping at the top of the market as far as closers go, but the Mariners definitely need some relief bullpen help. So hopefully they can get something. And Jerry DiPoto and his baseball ops team, they're always looking for these diamond in the rough guys like Gabe Spire and Buzzardo, who just kind of come out of nowhere, and they're some of the top relievers in baseball. But you can only have so many of those reclamation projects. Like, you have to go out and get some decent guys that have a track record. So they were one or two bullpen pieces short. They tried to get Caleb Ferguson at the deadline. He was awful in the postseason. We'll see who they get in addition to the farm system that the Mariners have with all these prospects. I feel like they'll move a couple of them this offseason, and they could all happen next week.
That's funny
Yeah, I
that you
mean,
go ahead, Zane.
I think the other thing to really keep an eye on during this offseason is just how aggressive and how non-aggressive some organizations are with the upcoming CBA in 27. Like the Mariners could be a team that they could end up going super aggressive because they could be like, 26 is our time. 26 is our window. 27 is not guaranteed at this point. So, like, they could be really aggressive, and same thing with the Red Sox. Like a lot of these teams, or there could be smaller teams that take advantage of it and say, "Hey, we're gonna, stockpile a bunch of prospects because they might get 27 to another year to get ready and be ready to go in 28." So I think that's just something to keep an eye on. Is our team's gonna be super aggressive? Are they going to be kind of, keep their foot off the gas a little bit? Like what deals end up turning out to be? Like we could see a lot of short-term deals. We could see a lot of long-term deals just because of, we could realistically definitely see a lockout again in 2027.
Yeah, we don't want to talk about that. I can't imagine. I cannot survive another lockout. I
Why
cannot
are we going to see a
survive.
lockout?
What's that?
Why are we going to see a lockout?
Zach, you or Zay want to explain it?
Yeah, Zach can explain it.
So the CBA, the collective bargaining agreement between the Players Association and the owners, that big massive contract ends at the end of the 2026 season. The offseason 2026 going into 2027 is when you're going to have all those like court negotiations. Remember seeing like Max Scherzer going to court and like being one of the player representatives a few years back? You're going to have all of those discussions happen again, where basically the owners are going to say, we want a salary cap. We don't want to keep on paying the players all these crazy amounts of money. And then the players will just say, well, if you're going to do a salary cap, then we're going to go on strike and we're not going to play. And then all the players won't play, and then they won't have baseball for 2027. And then those conversations will keep on going until they come to an agreement.
Okay.
So Ty, start working out right now so you're game ready for the 27th.
Hey, I can go walk some batters for a couple $1 million. You'll get the same result.
Oh, that's great. Well, one thing I want to ask all three of you, and this is interesting. So I'm glad, Zach, you brought up the trade deadline for teams that are in the hunt. And I think these are kind of like the times where I don't think the Major League Baseball fans really pay too much attention, although the intense ones do. I think a World Series, or at least a World Series run, could be made at those two deadlines, so the trade deadline and the winter meetings, because it's a time. I mean, if you don't invest in some possible trades that are going to pay off for you going into spring training, or you don't invest in players or make the right moves, you could be left behind. Then you're scrambling during spring training and seem like you're trying to play catch up or signing a player that hasn't been signed yet. There's that period too. My question is this: can a World Series or World Series run be made? Could it be started at the winter meetings? What do you think, Zach?
I think it always starts in the winter meetings, because that's the off season that gets you ready for what your roster is going to look like the next season. So you're going to start building your roster, your championship roster, every off season. So all the top 15 teams, call it, that think they'll be in contention in 2026, that want to win a World Series, all of their championship runs start at the end of the prior World Series, when you can start signing guys, when you can start trading guys. So it happens every single year. And it's really fun. Basically, what the winter meetings are is just all 30 teams, MLB executives, like you said, GMs, managers are there. Some players are there that are free agents, journalists, members of the media. They're all under one hotel roof. And this year it's in Orlando. And they're all under one roof for 4 days straight, just talking through trades, signings, scenarios. And that's when a lot of deals get done, because you can meet with so many different people in a short amount of time and get stuff done. And you don't want to let stuff linger. If you can lock in a spot of need for your team early, then that can dictate where you can spend money for the rest of, end of December, January, February, leading into pitchers and catchers reporting. What's the date? Let's see it. We got
It's always around Valentine's
February
Day.
11. February 11.
40 days.
Wow, that's incredible. Zane, how about you? I mean, can you be behind the 8 ball if you don't get your act together at the winter meetings?
Yeah, I mean, I think the winter meetings are really for like how each organization wants to construct their roster going into the season.
Yeah. How about you, Ty?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's kind of like Zach said. It's kind of like the start of everything,
It's the start of everything. You're right. Oh, that's why it's a fun time for sure. Hey, before we run out of time, Zach, we should also mention that I love that you brought up the fact that, these 4 days in Orlando under one roof, you have so many different people. You also have the career fair too going on, right?
Yeah, I believe they still do
Are they still
that.
doing that?
I feel like it's a little bit different now, but I think they still do it in some capacity. So it's the job fair for people that want to work in minor league baseball, or there's some major league baseball jobs that are posted as well. And then it's, all these kids right out of college looking for internships at minor league stadiums with minor league baseball teams, and they post their jobs for ticket rep and the communications rep, marketing intern, whatever, all across the board, concession intern, mascot, you name it. And you can drop your resume in there, and you're having face-to-face interviews with the people from the minor league teams that come from all over the country to the winter meetings to find their interns for the next season.
I'll never forget when we went to Nashville for that, when you participated in that career fair job opportunity. That was fun.
Yes, it was a lot of fun.
All right, well, let's wrap things up here. Ty, any final thoughts? Anything you're going to be looking for, maybe from the Mets perspective or just in general?
Yeah, hopefully some more pitching signings and trades. Like I mentioned a couple episodes ago, they really need to up their pitching. And in our last episode we did, which was a great one with Sam, even he mentioned the Mets need some pitching. It's pretty rough when a prospect is your ace at the end of the year. But that was a good episode, so hopefully everyone checked that out, and if not, definitely go give it a listen after this one.
Yeah, that was the interview with Sam Dykstra from MLB.com, MLB Pipeline. We talked about prospects that you might hear of in 2026. And anything you want to say wrapping up kind of this winter meeting episode of Big League Dreaming, the podcast?
I'm just looking forward to the winter meetings and the crazy stories that come out of it. I think of last year in the winter meetings when the Red Sox got Garrett Crochet, and the whole story behind it was Craig Breslow, the GM or chief baseball officer, whatever they call themselves nowadays, couldn't go to sleep with knowing that Garrett Crochet was a serious option for them. So at 2 a.m, he gets in touch with the White Sox to get the deal done. Just the crazy stories that will come out of it and what moves get made.
All right, Zach, final word to wrap things up.
Yeah, Ty, I will say that those big 3 Mets pitching prospects are all legit though. Nolan McLean, Jonathan, and Brandon Sproat, they're all very good. That's kind of like the future of the Mets rotation right there on the way. Yeah, I'm excited to just see who signs and most excited for the trades. We've also seen a couple multi-year deals happen already with Josh Naylor, Dylan Cease to the Blue Jays, a big 7-year deal. Helsley, 2 years with the Orioles. And then a couple trades already. Orioles sending Grayson Rodriguez to the Angels for Taylor Ward. And then the Mets sending Brandon Nimmo to the Rangers for Marcus Semien. 2 very interesting trades. I'm excited to see what else goes down. And then the Rule 5 draft, which is basically minor league players that have been in their organization for 4 or 5 years, but have not been added to the 40-man roster. Those players are unprotected and they can be drafted by another team. If they do get drafted by another team, they have to be on the 26-man roster with that team for the whole season. So it's kind of risky for the team to pick up that player, but there are some decent players that are available that will be drafted on Wednesday in the Rule 5 draft for the MLB portion. They do a minor league portion of the Rule 5 draft after, and it's just a lot of like, who are these guys? And they live stream the Rule 5 draft on MLB.com. Dad, it's pretty funny. It's like a rep from the team walks up to a little podium and they like say the player's name. You'd probably enjoy watching it, but
Watch that
yeah,
this year.
just looking forward to seeing some people talking about baseball in this cold time of December when that's really all we have until college baseball arrives in January and in January, early February.
Right, we'll be talking more about that later on in the season. All right, Ty, wrap things up. Tell people where they can find Big League Dreaming, the podcast, if they want to hear past episodes.
Yeah, you can listen to us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you get your podcasts under Big League Dreaming the Podcast. Of course, here on YouTube, Big League Dreaming the Podcast. Give us a follow on X, formerly known as Twitter, at BLD Pod. That's at BLD POD. And give us a follow on TikTok at Big League Dreaming. We come out with episodes on Saturdays at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And this is coming to the end of season 5. So our 5th year of Big League Dreaming the Podcast is coming to an end this year. And then season 6 next year, but we have over almost 150 episodes. If you want to go listen to some past episodes, we've had a ton of guests over the last 5 years. So thank you for listening to this one, and we hope you check out some other ones and tune in next Saturday.
Bye, everyone.